Saturday, another long trip, just went to Abilene, and again, looking at the first 4 opponents in conference play, they're combined 13-2, I believe.
Sure.
So obviously a tough part of the schedule early on, but just getting through these first 3 games heading into Abilene, what are your thoughts as far as the Cowboys go?
Well, I don't think we played particularly well since after Christmas. I mean, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that out. I don't think we've had great chemistry. We've been out of sync on both sides of the ball. I don't think we've been very connected on both sides of the ball. I think some of it has to do with obviously Sam Houston's really good, and they played extremely well when they were here. And then obviously getting on the bus the next day and heading up there wasn't easy. But at the end of the day, we haven't played very well. We haven't shot the ball well. We haven't been able to string together enough consecutive stops to get us in a flow offensively either. So I think right now I'm more concerned about us. I think we'll try to shake some things up. We got to figure out our turnover issues. We're giving up way too many baskets off turnovers. So I spent the last couple of days, staff and I, trying to evaluate some things, to try to rectify that issue and that problem. But I think every team goes through stretches. I think we're in a tough stretch or a tough lull right now, and we got to figure out how to get out of it.
Coach, looking at the stats, you guys rank near the bottom of the country in giving up, I think it's 3-point percentage, I want to say. Is that a result of them getting open shots, or is it a result of just you faced a lot of hot teams? Like, what have you pinpointed what it is?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think that, but I think we're in rotation too much in the half court, and when you get broke down off the dribble and not having the ability to guard the ball, then you put yourselves in rotation. And when you're in rotation and your rotations are late, you're going to give up open shots. So I think we got to do a better job of not being in rotation. When we are in rotation, being able to close out and guard the ball out of rotation. So what's happening to us a lot is, we'll the ball will get out of a fire or a trap, and that first initial closeout. We're not closing out at the right angle and the right position. So then, we get put in rotation. And when you get put in rotation against good teams and teams that can shoot it, you could end up being in for a long night. And that's what's happened the last couple times.
Coach, you said that, you haven't shot the ball well, which that's clearly. But do you think that's just because your guys aren't maybe executing the plays, maybe not hitting the right person during the plays? Maybe they're shooting the ball too early, or do you think it's just shoot the ball better?
I think we got to, you go back and look at, the Central Art game. We had a couple wide open shots we missed that we've usually hit all year. But I think that we're just not playing at the right pace. I don't think that we're playing as connected right now on both sides of the ball. And I think that other teams, obviously scouting goes to a premium. So they've, made some adjustments on us, and I just don't think that we're as crisp or is playing as well. I think that again, since we came back from Christmas, we haven't been the same team up to this point, and we need to find our rhythm again and get back to being who we really are. And I don't think we've done that.
Is that in large part, you think, is the long layoff and just trying to get?
You know what, man? I mean, I think there's a lot of things you could point to, but I think at the end of the day, they really are excuses. But for sure, I mean, was it great to have a 12-day layoff? Probably not. Is it great to come back and play, with teams like Sam? Probably not. Then the next day get on the road to Central. All those are valid reasons. But at the end, when you look in a mirror, I have to do a better job. Our staff has to do a better job. Our team has to do a better job. I don't think that, if it starts with me, I don't think I've done a good enough job since we got back from Christmas of getting us back into rhythm and, find the right buttons to push. And I need to do a better job of that.
Looking back at the UCA game, I know you said that there were a couple missed shot, like open shots that you guys missed, but UCA was a team that came in giving up like almost 90 points a game. Was there anything else that they did that gave you guys problems, or was it strictly just you guys missing open shots?
I think that since they've gotten their point guard back, in the last 2 games, I think that's really helped them. He's a difference maker for them. But I also think, David, that I thought that they're playing with extreme confidence right now. I think that they're in a really good rhythm, and obviously we're not. I don't think we're playing very confidently right now, and I think that the big thing for us is go back and find our rhythm and become better with what we do. I think that we need to tweak a few things. But we got to take care of the basketball. When you turn the ball over at the rate we have been turning it over, you can do every drill you want. It's hard to defend a turnover, especially a pick six. So those are, and then when you have multiple times of those, when you get into league play, it just becomes a little bit too much to overcome. And then when we got down, I think guys press a little bit too much, and but we got a good group. We just got to figure out the right buttons to push and get our own rhythm back.
What's the mood kind of been like in the locker room? I mean, these guys can't be happy with the 0-3 start in Southland Conference play.
For sure, Taylor. They're down, and they're disappointed. They're frustrated. All the things that happen when you lose, and I've just encouraged everybody to look in the mirror first. Just come together, and there's a couple things you can do when adversity comes. Is you can blame other people, and or you can come together and figure out how to get back into a rhythm. And it's a long year. We're in obviously the infant stages of league, but we got to get better. We have to get better and get back to being who we are. And for whatever reason, ever since the Christmas break, we haven't been the same basketball team, and we need to get back to that.
Now, going on the road again, longest trip of the season up to
Can't wait.
Of Southland Conference play. When you look at Abilene, they just beat Lamar. What challenges do they present, and then what do you think you can attack?
First of all, I think they're really good. They're at the top of the league. They're one of the best teams in the league on both sides of the ball. They play really, really big and physical. Their guard play has gotten better as the years went on, but their post guys are loads. I mean, they play two big. They rotate 5 post guys, and they're all big, strong, physical. They run a really, really good high-low offense. I think Joe runs it as good as anyone in the country. So we have to do a really good job defensively, but I think that also starts with us getting quality shots on the offensive end so that we can set our defense and apply the pressure and the things that we like to do. But we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to go out there and play really, really well. They're playing extremely well. They're big and physical, and it's a long trip, but we got to go out there and put a really good plan together and come together and play Cowboy basketball. That's the biggest thing for me, is to try to figure out, get us back into a rhythm on both sides of the ball.
Do you guys, you played Wisconsin, you played Texas, you played big teams already this season. Has the dealing with other teams' size, like particularly, UCA has a lot of size. Has dealing with the size been an issue for you watching the film?
Good question. I think it's caused us some problems. I think that, I think obviously anytime you go into league play, things get ratcheted up. People know, they do a really good job, just like I think we try to do, of really knowing your tendencies and those things. And, I think that, a lot of our guys have, bullseyes on them. I think that, people know that Shamarcus is a good player, and they're, bringing 2 or 3 guys at him at times. And, getting us to be able to, take what the defense gives us, going back to the basis of what we do, and take whatever they give us, and whatever they do, they're wrong, and just being able to make the right play. And I think that when these guys, their hearts are in the right place, but I think sometimes we try to, when things don't go great, we try to fix it ourselves sometimes instead of just letting it happen. And that's emotional intelligence and maturity that we got to get better at as a staff. We got to do a better job. I've got to do a better job. But I think the size, we played big teams in the preseason, but I think that Central Arc's size, I think, bothers, especially the big 7-footer. Leads the country in block shots, so he's a good player. Obviously the girth of Stephen F. causes some issues, and then Stan Busen was just not lights out shooting the ball. So we obviously we're full strength with Stephen F. with Sham not being there, and then the 12-day layoff. I mean, all those things you can point to, but at the end of the day, we haven't played well since Christmas. We haven't found the rhythm that we were playing with earlier in the year.
All right, Coach.